right, everyone, let's talk about the third N of the four N's of ceramic coating marketing business that I've found to be so effective in driving coating sales. We had explanation, we had education, now we're going to push on with demonstration. This is very, very important because in the demonstration aspect of ceramic coating marketing, you're actually going to be showcasing the vehicles that you've worked on, the coatings that you use, and the effects of the coatings that you use. Let's cut these down a little bit. First of all, I have the unique benefit that I've done several hundred ceramic coating jobs. So I have a absolute glut of content and work that I can show people. If people are inquiring about pretty much any make and model of vehicle, I can whip out my phone or send them in an email from my desktop and show them pictures, videos of a similar, maybe not exactly the same, but a very similar vehicle and show them the result that I got. That is very powerful because what that is doing is it's demonstrating your expertise, it's demonstrating your experience, and it's giving them that connection. Oh, he did a car just like mine. Now, you may not be able to do that. You may not have hundreds of ceramic coatings under your belt. But I tell people all the time, because I get messages from people that are in Detail Mentor or people that follow my blog or other things that say, man, I got my first coating job scheduled. What should I do? I say, spend as much time recording video and taking pictures as you do coating the thing. Because there's going to be so much power in before, afters, during. Take pictures of the application itself. Have your significant others, have someone walking down the street say, hey, can you take some pictures of me putting this stuff on? There's power in that. It shows experience. It shows openness that you're willing to openly demonstrate what you're doing to these vehicles and how you're doing it to these vehicles. Be very open about the process. Tell them and demonstrate to them the steps that you're going through in order to get that coating laid on that vehicle. Be very open, be very transparent about it. Your clients love transparency, especially if they're getting ready to drop $500 to $1,500 plus on a ceramic coating application. Demonstration is powerful. Now, if you do the whole strike it with the lighter thing to show the scuff resistance and stuff like that, your deal, okay? I don't do that. I show more like water beading shots, and I show the self-cleaning properties, how easy it is to clean up a vehicle that has been coated. That's kind of where I hang my hat, because I feel like when you get into certain things, it can get a little gimmicky, and that can actually turn people off to the sale if they feel that you're hard selling it. And I know that people have had success with it, and again, I'm not knocking it. It's your business. You're going to demonstrate these coatings how you feel comfortable with. But I always think of the guy, it was dying out when I was a kid, but the vacuum salesman that would be in the big retail stores that would like throw all types of stuff on the ground and show how quickly the vacuum cleaned it up. And yes, it probably did sell vacuums, and yes, the whole lighter thing is going to probably sell you coatings, but is it gimmicky, and can it lead to a false expectation? Because what you're showing there is abrasion resistance, which is great, but you don't want to give them a false image of abrasion resistance. You don't want to give them this thought in their mind that if I get this on here, then there's no abrasion can happen to the surface. So you've got to be really careful, and if you are going to do the strike it with a lighter thing, that's fine, but give them a lot of information to go with it. Now say that, this doesn't cover every situation, the coating is not scratch proof, and that should be a prerequisite here. You should never tell a client that the coating is scratch proof. The strongest word you should ever use is scratch resistant or abrasion resistant. Because trust me, I could take one of the screwdrivers I have over here on the shelf and I could scratch a ceramic coated car. I don't care what you have on there and how many layers you have on there. But demonstration is powerful. Visual cues are powerful. You are selling something that, for all intents and purposes, is invisible. It can't be seen by the naked eye. Yes, the car looks more glossy. Yes, it looks shiny, but they can't actually see the coating that you laid on their vehicle unless there's pictures or video of you applying the coating, unless there are videos of the effects of the coating, which is the water beading, the water sheeting, the self-cleaning properties. So unless you have a way to visualize what you're actually applying there, there's always this reservation, and this is psychology. It's not a knock against what you're selling, but it's psychology. There's always this question of, what am I actually getting? And if you can demonstrate to them what they are actually getting from their purchase of this product, it's going to go a really, really far away in your marketing, and it's going to make your sales and your leads. But if you have this content available on your Facebook, on your website, so on and so forth, by the time they call you, they've already made their buying decision. They've already decided whether they want to purchase it or not because they've seen your content and they've got educated ahead of time, which is the point of all this. This is the point of explanation, education, demonstration, and we're going to get to specification next. That's going to be very important. But that's the point of all this, is to help them make that buying decision before they ever even contact you, so that you don't really have that much selling to do. You've done all the selling through your content and through the things that you've created, rather than trying to pitch them in person and sell it in person. I'm all for salesmanship. I'm all for sales skills. And I do believe salesmanship is a skill. It's not a talent. It's not something you were born with. It's a skill that you have to develop and build. However, if I can produce enough content, and if I can create enough education and enough explanation of what it is, what I'm selling, how I'm selling it, and how it works, that they contact me and they've already been through the content and they basically just want to say, okay, here's my deposit, when can we get this done? That is a 100% win in my book. If I don't have to go through an arduous sales process, and I don't have to try to build trust with them through a sales pitch, but rather my content and the actual evidence of what I'm doing creates the trust, it's beautiful. It makes it easy, and it also creates the ability for your marketing plan. You know, that big thing we talked about whenever you first got in here? This gives the ability for your marketing plan. All you have to do is switch in whatever you were marketing to your ceramic coatings, plug in all this content into your marketing plan, and voila, you are a ceramic coating marketing machine, and you're pushing this content that's selling for you out there, so that the phone rings and people say, hey, I'm ready to do this. And there's no pre-work at all. It's just, okay, let me take your credit card for the deposit, and we'll set up a day that works for you, and then we'll get this done. Do you see the power of demonstration? Do you see the power of the 4 N's all working together, so that you have this incredible content, you have this incredible educational platform to make your sales cycle shorter, faster, and easier, so that you can sell more coatings. Demonstration. Videotape it, take pictures of it, explain during the videos. I see a lot of people that are, this is probably very important to cover, I see a lot of people that are taking videos before and after coatings, during coating, stuff like that, but they're not talking. You need to talk, and if you can, you need to be in the video. Explain what you are doing. Don't assume that they know because you know. Never assume that your client or expectant prospective clients know what you're doing and how you're doing it. Never assume that. Always explain it. Don't treat them like children. Never talk down to them. Never be condescending, but explain it in a professional, educational manner so that they know what you're doing. I see a lot of detailers out there, and they message me and they say, look at my Facebook page, look at my website, and there's no them on it anywhere. There's nowhere to be seen in any of it, and you need to be seen, because they're going to be trusting you to pay $1,000 or more for something that makes their car shiny for a long time. They need to have that connection with an actual human being rather than the faceless brochure that so many Facebook pages and so many websites are. Get out there and demonstrate the coatings that you sell.